If you've got shoulder impingement from a supraspinatus tear, here's 3 exercises that can fix it fast. Now, it's always best to get it diagnosed by a physical therapist or professional, but if you haven't done so, a supraspinatus tear is going to get really painful when you try and lift your arm up this way, and the impingement is really going to stop you from being able to go much above shoulder height. You certainly won't be able to go with your arm above your head like this if you have a bad impingement. So, first exercise we're going to be doing is for the rotator cuff. And you're going to grab a really light weight, like this 1 kilo weight that I've got here, okay? And just bring it out to the side, and then bring your arm back as far as you can so that you're lengthening the pec, and then we're just going to move that arm back and forward like this, okay? So this is training the rotator cuff here. And what you'll do is, as you get better with this exercise, the arm will come up higher, but for now, we're just going to start here. And we're going to do between 30 and 60 repetitions of this exercise, okay? So if I show you from behind, arm straight up to the side like this, bring it back as far as you can so you're lengthening the pecs there. And then we're just moving back and forward like this. We're going to try and keep the body as still as possible so that the movement's happening in the arm, which is going to be challenging the rotator cuff. The more you're moving the body, the less the rotator cuff will be working. The more you can keep your scapula depressed and your body still, the more it's going to be the rotator cuff that's going to be getting the work done there. So you'll just go from right side to left side, do 3 sets, and then we move on to the second exercise. Next exercise is for the supraspinatus specifically. So what we're going to be doing is grabbing onto a band, and this is a really thin band. You can get all different thicknesses for your bands. So this is the thinnest one that I've been able to find because this muscle is quite weak. And if you've had a tear, then it's going to be really weak. So I've got the band anchored down there at about knee height, and we're going to just engage the core, keep the elbow straight, start with the arm in front of you, and then just raise up beside you like this, and then down, slow and controlled. Up, and then down, slow and controlled. And when you're pulling up, you're also pulling a little bit back behind you there, and you want to be really careful that you're not moving your body to assist with your movement, and that you're not elevating the shoulder to assist with the movement. But basically, when you get up to shoulder height, to go any higher than that, the traps, the levator scap, the deltoids, they're going to want to really kick in and start taking over with the movement. So we want to do our best to work the supraspinatus, and that happens from here up to about shoulder height. Okay? And this one we're going to do between 10 and 15 repetitions. So if you can do 15 repetitions with really good technique, then, and it's too easy for you, then you can go a little bit further away so that you're getting more tension in the band, and you may even be ready to go up to a higher band, but in all honesty, I doubt it. This is a pretty hard exercise to do properly. And then once you've done your 3 sets of this, so you go back and forth to do 3 sets, the last exercise we're going to do is a band pull-up. There's going to be some very specific cues for this one. So what we're going to do is retract our shoulder blades. So we pull the scapula right in towards the spine, and then you're going to pull, hold it for a second or two, and then slow eccentric, but maintaining the scapular retraction. And that's the hard part with this. So it's not that hard to retract and then protract the scapula as you move, but it's quite challenging to retract the scapula, keep it retracted, and then maintain that retraction as you're coming back. Okay, that's where the challenge is. Also, as well, you want to stay depressed, so you don't want to elevate the scapula. So retract the scapula, hold it in that retraction, pull the band apart, hold it for a second or two, slow eccentric. When you feel that you start to lose the retraction, you go back again, because that's the easiest point to maintain the retraction, is when you've pulled the band apart. Okay? Maintain that retraction. Now with this one, because it's more about time under tension, you can actually still get a good result with as little as 5 reps with this. So you're aiming for between 5 to 10 repetitions with this one, and you'll do 3 sets of that. And what this is doing, you know, we're training those scapular stabilizers. We've trained the rotator cuff as a system with that wobbling exercise with the very light weight. I only had a 1 kilogram weight or a 2.2 pound weight if you're over in the States. And then by training the supraspinatus specifically, so it's another rotator cuff exercise, but it's designed to target the supraspinatus, we're really doing a lot to help reduce that impingement. And a massive part of shoulder impingement is really just retraining the rotator cuff, how to do its job properly. So the rotator cuff, the four muscles, they hold the head of the humerus up in the glenohumeral joint there and prevent it from having joint glide, from moving up and down and from side to side. So it gets it moving more like this, okay? And the scapular stabilizers also assist with that, just with general shoulder health, by making sure that the shoulder and everything's functioning the way that it wants to do. And then also we're training the supraspinatus specifically with those lateral raises. And so when you do those 3 exercises, and you can do that daily, it's really, really good to do those every day, because it's not about, they're not like a hypertrophy exercise or a strength exercise where you need to rest and recover afterwards. These are more neuromuscular exercises, so it's really training that connection between the brain and the muscles to remind the body of how to do their job properly. So you can do this as a warm-up, and in fact that's the best time to do it. So if you're going to go and do a workout, you'd want to do this before the workout, so that you're reminding the body, reminding the neuromuscular system for the shoulder stabilizers. You're reminding them how to do their job properly before the workout, because that's when you need it done. You know, if you've got the shoulder impingement where it hurts you to lift your arm up, if you do these 3 exercises, you can have immediate relief of pain, and you want that before you do a workout, because then when you go and do your workout and you train your prime movers, like, you know, with your shoulder press and chest press or rows and pull-ups, then you're strengthening and solidifying that system to be able to do its job properly. But you can also do it on off days. You can do it on rest days. You could do it. You could do a couple of sets in the morning and a couple of sets in the evening. It's really, really useful to do this a lot. Hey, there's one thing I forgot to tell you. If you didn't know, I've actually had a slap tear in both my shoulders. I've torn the supraspinatus a couple of times. I've torn other muscles in the rotator cuff. Dealing with shoulder pain, with shoulder impingement, and with really traumatic shoulder injuries is something that I've become very good at through my work with some excellent physical therapists to help me go from those injuries back to being able to do things like calisthenics, handstands, all the good stuff that I want to be able to do without surgery. Now, if you watch a video like this and you think, how do I put it all together? How do I make a program? How do I just get the results? I want to avoid surgery. I want to get out of this pain. Best thing to do is to come and join me in the UMS online coaching. It's only $1.75 a day. You'll be working with myself and the team and getting custom programs written for you, plus you get unlimited one-on-one coaching. So if you want to see what that's like, just go over to unitygym.com to get started. And if you're not convinced, go over to Google Unity Gym and read some of our newest Google reviews. Make sure you click on the newest tab for the Google reviews. And we've got a ton of people that have come in with really traumatic shoulder injuries from watching my videos on YouTube, and who within a month have completely turned their pain around. So check it out, and hopefully I'll see you in there.